right, guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. I'm your host, Cobra Trading, back again. I know I haven't done a video in quite some time. I've had a lot of things going on personally with my life. My daughter actually just started preschool today, so been really excited for that as well. So the market has been dumping the last couple days, so we're gonna go ahead, take a look at the charts, get a feel for what's going on, and I'll kind of give you a more longer term outlook, so kind of like a macro view, okay, on what's exactly going on with Bitcoin, where I think we're going to be heading. So let's go ahead, not waste any time, hop right on over into the charts. All right, so obviously we'll go ahead and start with our weekly chart first and just take a look at price action. No drawings on here or anything like that. Maybe I'll take a look at indicators in a second, but for the most part, after this huge bounce that we've had here, we are now forming a big bearish engulfing candle at the top. So this is not really unexpected for me, okay? We hit lows down around $28,000, literally in just a matter of, a month and a half, came all the way up almost $52,000. So I think we actually did hit 52,000, almost 53,000 in fact. So the fact that we're getting a pullback now is completely normal in my opinion. There are some very important levels on the daily timeframes and lower that we'll get into later that they are going to need to hold in order for us to stay bullish. But for right now, this is looking relatively normal to me on the weekly chart, okay? There's nothing really out of the ordinary here on the RSI, okay? Obviously, our KMAC down here has been flipping over. The volume started dying off here. In general, this wasn't a super high volume pump on the weekly chart, but all intents and purposes, this is looking relatively normal to me. Another thing to note here is that if we actually look at the weekly Ichimoku cloud, this is on BLX. Okay, so brave new coin, just so that all of the information is populated. Okay, there's no delays or anything like that. All of this chart history goes back since the very beginning. So if we take a look at this on the weekly chart, we can actually see here that we've tested the Tenkan-sen line already, and we've got our 50 EMA and our Kijun-sen line directly on top of each other. Now, that obviously would be a very serious retrace coming down to $37,000. And honestly, I don't think that we go there yet. But obviously for like a long-term bidding situation, that would obviously be the place where you would want to be bidding is where that 50 and the Kijun-sen line are. So coming down to a daily chart here, we've got this massive bearish engulfing candle. And, this is the kind of thing where we've got a lot of levels below us that can be acting as support right now, right? So our 100 EMA, we tested it perfectly. Literally the wick stopped there to, within like $20. And we do have the cloud actually starting to flip over green now. That has actually been confirmed for today would be, I guess, the third day, which is really good. Now, this bearish candle, though, however, it is engulfing the previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8 candles. Okay, like a lot. Basically, this entire top section here. Okay, there's a lot of candles in here that this thing just engulfed. That is very bearish. To see such one large red candle. Now, at the end of the day, that can also be healthy, right? Okay. Normally we end up getting some kind of follow-up candle. Okay. If you look over here, okay, whenever we had like a huge red candle, normally we would consolidate, for a couple of days and then see some continued downside. That's absolutely possible here. We haven't actually even put in a lower low yet. We're just kind of sitting at this very, very strong level of support here, between, 46,000 and 47,000, which is also right at the top of the cloud. So if we do move down further, I would like to see a test again, really strong confluence here between exponential moving average, the 200, which is our black line, as well as the Kijun-sen for Ichimoku cloud. Both of those are sitting right on top of each other at about 41,200. So very, very key level there. But again, also relatively deep. All right, so the 4-hour chart is showing a little bit of a different story here, okay? We've already broken down below the cloud on the second really big red candle that we had, and it's in general, it's not looking that great. We've already broken down also below the 200 EMA right now, and we're actually retesting that bearishly. Okay, so not looking too great here. This is actually the first time that we've tested the 200 EMA at all, or even been around in that area since we broke through it, I guess, back here in, near the end of July. Okay, so it's been quite some time that, that we've been up here, mostly just using the 100, or the 50 and the Kijunsen line as support. But the 100 EMA has definitely been like key support now. Now that that has broken, it is a little concerning that we broke down through the 200 EMA this quickly. And we do have the cloud attempting to flip red over here. This could be not good, okay, in the midterm, at least, for Bitcoin, okay? The last time that something like this happened, we got a lot of chop, sideways action, more continued downside, cloud flipping back and forth. So this was kind of like the last time that this happened. But in general, normally when a cloud flips, normally it stays flipped for quite some time. If we take a look at our indicators here, obviously RSI really down, definitely in bearish territory here, below 50, below 44. And that's just coming back into the neutral zone here, as I like to call it. We are getting a bearish cross, or a bullish cross, excuse me, on my KMAC indicator, but it's in bearish territory here. So not really anything too much to be excited here. Any kind of bounce that we get, I'm assuming it probably wouldn't be very much. It would probably be something like this, which we actually already did. We tested the 382, and now we are actually coming back down, okay, and just kind of forming a doji right now. So the 50 lines up, the 0.5 fib lines right up with our top resistance area that we've had that goes back for quite some time. And then the golden pocket is just above that at our major level of resistance, right at around 50K. I really didn't expect us to get another blow off top like this, like before the retrace. I wasn't personally expecting that. I think that this caught a lot of people by surprise, especially with such a massive move so quickly. I have no want to take a trade, until this kind of sorts itself out. Now, granted, this is the 4-hour chart. Let's kind of bring it down to a 1 hour and kind of see where we're at here. This is basically what we got for the most recent price action here. We do have bullish divergence, okay, all over the place, both up here, very, very clear bullish divergence here, okay, on our RSI, as well as our KMAC, okay, very obvious here. We do have bullish volume coming into the market down here, okay, on the volume indicator. You can see that there was bearish, like we had this huge bearish push here, and the bearish volume just started dying off slowly, as we start getting our bottom and forming divergence here. So could this continue to the upside? Yes, but on the 1 hour chart, if we're not going to be closing anything above, I guess, this 47,002 mark, I'm not really interested in that. So for me personally, on this 1 hour time frame, everything up in here, okay, like this would be a short zone for me. All of this would be a short zone. Okay. So this is going to be our most immediate level of resistance, and I would be looking to be shorting bounces like this. Okay. So something like that, that's where I would be, looking for something like this and targeting, 44.3 as well as the golden pocket down in, 41.5, 42K, and those would basically be, like my target. So, this would be target one, and then I would have another target probably down in here, right around probably front run 42K and just call it 42.50 or something, somewhere in here. So that would basically be, if I was going to be shorting this box, up here, this would be my targets for that. So that would be a setup that looks something like this. Okay, so average entry would be basically probably around here. I'd have my stop relatively close, okay? And then, you know, that's what this would look like. So a max RR of almost 8 to 1. First target is a solid 4.5 to 1. So a pretty decent trade there on the 1 hour chart. So I would be looking for one more, you know, probably one more move to the downside. Normally we get like 3 humps in divergence before the trend actually reverses. So that's what I would be looking for here. You know, basically just one more, you know, one more move to the downside. Okay. Something like this, you come up like this, or potentially down here. And then we would have that 1, that 2, and that 3. Okay. So it would be 1, 2, 3. And then, you know, after that, we'd probably see a trend reversal. Okay. And flip back bullish. So that's kind of what I would be looking for here. I would want to see more bearish volume coming into the market. There isn't too much here on the 1 hour chart. The bulls have been basically taking the stage to try and, you know, just kind of recoup the price action a little bit. I certainly wouldn't be trying to build a long position here. I don't think that the price has come down far enough to be comfortable for me personally doing that. Like I'm talking long-term swings, okay? Not long scalps or whatever. That's totally fine to do on like the 1 hour or whatever if you're doing like an 8-hour trade or something like that. But for the most part, I scalp on 15-minute and 5-minute charts. But anyway, for right now, for all intensive purposes, this is the range that we have. And this is just kind of where we have to be comfortable. Right now, we're sitting very close to the median line on these lower timeframes. This is an area that I tend to avoid. Okay, so technically, this is a support level here. We know that this is support from previous price action. But in general, this isn't looking very good to me. If we were going to be expecting more downside on this lower time frame, this is basically how you would measure that. And this is what you would look for. Turns out that this green box that I have drawn is also the golden pocket, okay, for more downside projected against this last move. Let's take a look at our liquidation levels real quick, and then that'll be that'll be it for the video today. Let's see what we got here on Binance real quick. Tons of liquidity in both directions. It's all derivatives volume, mostly right now. Super red down here on the cumulative liquidation delta. So we do have, you know, there's still a sizable amount of longs below us that we stand a good chance of liquidating. But we also have just thick, huge walls of shorts above us as well. So honestly, right now, either direction that this picks to go, there is no direction right now. The price action is flat. That's why I'm staying flat. So any direction that the price action is going to pick, it's going to happen quick and it's going to probably happen violently. And that would be like that in my opinion, it would probably be a leg down. Same thing over on BitMEX over here, okay? Lots of liquidity in both directions. The price action seems like it wants to be taking these 100x and 50x longs below us. And we've got 50x longs all the way down to 44,362. And that would be a double bottom here to match this previous wick at the very, very beginning of the day at 4 a.m. this morning. So again, lots of liquidity above us. Shorts are stacked all the way up until, I guess, this first one at 47,265. There's a small gap there. And then they're stacked all the way up to basically 48,200. Okay, so very, very big liquidity in both directions. Once market makers start moving into the market and we start seeing volume increase, that's going to be your trigger to start getting into a position. Once you start seeing volume increase on like the 15-minute and especially the 1 hour chart, that's when you need to get in on that candle close in either direction and just look for the move to happen. Make sure that your stop is tight, but not so tight that the volatility knocks you out of the position. So if you guys haven't seen that video, go check out my stop loss video. There's an easy way that you guys can check that out. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the analysis. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and do a 90-second analysis video. I post charts, altcoins. I do live streams, AMAs, all of that good stuff. Check out the link in the description below for the link to my free Discord. There's also a premium version where I post all of my trades, positions, mentoring, and all of that good stuff as well, along with member choice training videos once every 2 weeks. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, happy trading.